Exodus chapter 1. The Israelites oppressed. These are the names of the sons of Israel who went to Egypt with Jacob, each with his family.
Exodus chapter 2. The birth of Moses. Now a man of the house of Levi married a Levite woman.
Exodus chapter 3. Moses and the burning bush. Now Moses was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the far side of the desert and came to Horeb, the mountain of God.
Exodus chapter 4. Signs for Moses. Moses answered, "What if they do not believe me or listen to me and say, 'The Lord did not appear to you'?"
Exodus chapter 5. Bricks without straw. Afterward, Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. Let my people go, so that they may hold a festival to me in the desert."
Exodus chapter 6. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Because of my mighty hand, he will let them go. Because of my mighty hand, he will drive them out of his country."
Exodus chapter 7. Then the Lord said to Moses, "See, I have made you like God to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron will be your prophet."
Exodus chapter 8. The plague of frogs. 7 days passed after the Lord struck the Nile. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and say to him, 'This is what the Lord says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me.'"
Exodus chapter 9. The plague on livestock. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh and say to him, 'This is what the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, says. Let my people go, so that they may worship me.'"
Exodus chapter 10. The plague of locusts. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his officials, so that I may perform these miraculous signs of mine among them."
Exodus chapter 11. The plague on the firstborn. Now the Lord had said to Moses, "I will bring one more plague on Pharaoh and on Egypt. After that, he will let you go from here, and when he does, he will drive you out completely."
Exodus chapter 12. The Passover. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in Egypt.
Exodus chapter 13. Consecration of the Firstborn. The Lord said to Moses,
Exodus chapter 14. Then the Lord said to Moses,
Exodus chapter 15. The Song of Moses and Miriam. Then Moses and the Israelites sang this song to the Lord. I will sing to the Lord, for he is highly exalted. The horse and its rider he has hurled into the sea.
Exodus chapter 16. Manna and quail. The whole Israelite community set out from Elim and came to the desert of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the 2nd month after they had come out of Egypt.
Exodus chapter 17. Water from the rock. The whole Israelite community set out from the desert of Sin, traveling from place to place as the Lord commanded. They camped at Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink.
Exodus chapter 18. Jethro visits Moses. Now Jethro, the priest of Midian and father-in-law of Moses, heard of everything God had done for Moses and for his people Israel, and how the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt.
Exodus chapter 19. At Mount Sinai. In the 3rd month after the Israelites left Egypt, on the very day, they came to the desert of Sinai.
Exodus chapter 20. The 10 Commandments. And God spoke all these words.
Exodus chapter 21. These are the laws you are to set before them.
Exodus chapter 22. Protection of property. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and slaughters it or sells it, he must pay back 5 head of cattle for the ox and 4 sheep for the sheep.
Exodus chapter 23. Laws of justice and mercy. Do not spread false reports. Do not help a wicked man by being a malicious witness.
Exodus chapter 24. The covenant confirmed. Then he said to Moses, Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. You are to worship at a distance.
Exodus chapter 25. Offerings for the Tabernacle. The Lord said to Moses,
Exodus chapter 26. The Tabernacle. Make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with cherubim worked into them by a skilled craftsman.
Exodus chapter 27. The altar of burnt offering. Build an altar of acacia wood 3 cubits high. It is to be square, 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide.
Exodus chapter 28. The priestly garments. Have Aaron your brother brought to you from among the Israelites, along with his sons Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar, so they may serve me as priests.
Exodus chapter 29. Consecration of the priests. This is what you are to do to consecrate them so they may serve me as priests. Take a young bull and 2 rams without defect.
Exodus chapter 30. The altar of incense. Make an altar of acacia wood for burning incense.
Exodus chapter 31. Bezalel and Aholiab. Then the Lord said to Moses,
Exodus chapter 32. The golden calf. When the people saw that Moses was so long in coming down from the mountain, they gathered around Aaron and said, Come, make us gods who will go before us. As for this fellow Moses who brought us up out of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him.
Exodus chapter 33. Then the Lord said to Moses, Leave this place, you and the people you brought up out of Egypt, and go up to the land I promised an oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, saying, I will give it to your descendants.
Exodus chapter 34. The new stone tablets. The Lord said to Moses, Chisel out 2 stone tablets like the first ones, and I will write on them the words that were on the first tablets which you broke.
Exodus chapter 35. Sabbath regulations. Moses assembled the whole Israelite community and said to them, These are the things the Lord has commanded you to do. Exodus chapter 37. The Ark. Bezalel made the ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high.
Exodus chapter 38. The altar of burnt offering. They built the altar of burnt offering of acacia wood, 3 cubits high. It was square, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubits wide.
Exodus chapter 39. The priestly garments. From the blue, purple, and scarlet yarn they made woven garments for ministering in the sanctuary. They also made sacred garments for Aaron as the Lord commanded Moses.
Exodus, chapter 40. Setting up the tabernacle. Then the Lord said to Moses,